Ever wondered who Prismo's boss really is in Adventure Time? Now keep your pants on. It might just be you, but brace yourselves because I'm about to ruffle some feathers as we play the game of elimination with top contenders for Prismo's boss. Get ready for a shocker. Golb ain't the one calling the shots for Prismo. Sounds a little wild, right? But hear me out. Let's rewind to when Margles got swiped by Golb, and our dude Magic Man tries to play Genie by wishing her back with Prismo's wish power. Prismo, being the cool guy he is, grants it, but hold up. Instead of Margles, all we get was a trash bin rocking a basketball hoop. Now check out Prismo's face. He's as flabbergasted as the rest of us. I mean, if Golb was truly the head honcho, wouldn't Prismo know all about his boss's mystical mojo? And yet, here he is, scratching his head in confusion. And then, like a rerun, he repeats the wish trick with Betty after Simon strolls in hoping to wish her back to life. So why does Golb get the boot from the boss's seat? Simply because Prismo seems more puzzled by Golb's powers than understanding. And that's just not how you'd react if Golb was really the puppet master pulling Prismo's strings, right? Alright, now let's move on to the Cosmic Owl. Hold on to your socks, because this one's gonna be a doozy. Cosmic Owl isn't Prismo's boss either. Yup, you heard me right. There's this major buzz around the Cosmic Owl running the Prismo show, but there's this one mind-blowing scene that tells a different tale in my eyes. Let's dive headfirst into the Skyhooks Part 2 episode, the grand finale of the Elements miniseries. We've got Betty, our resident schemer, laying out her grandmaster plan of using the crown's power to time travel back and stop Simon from ever getting his hands on the darn crown. But wait, there's more. She's even dreaming of stopping the Mushroom War from happening. Cut to Prismo and the Cosmic Owl just kicking back in the time room, but when Betty drops her plan, both of them look like they've seen a ghost, with the Cosmic Owl even dropping his drink. Total shocker, right? I'm betting my bottom dollar that Adventure Time is throwing us a curveball here, hinting that the Cosmic Owl and Prismo are playing the same game, level in terms of power and influence. Remember the first time we heard about Prismo's boss was back in the crossover episode where Prismo drops a bomb to Finn and Jake that if they don't fix the mess, his boss is going to be super ticked? Fast forward to Prismo and the Cosmic Owl reacting to Betty's plan to stop the Mushroom War, their faces are just priceless. It's almost as if they're both fretting about the same boss, worried that they're in for a rough time, like in the crossover episode. But now we're left with a cliffhanger. If it ain't the Cosmic Owl, then who is Prismo's boss? I've got two wild ideas brewing in my noggin that might just make some sense. Let's dive headfirst into theory number 1. Brace yourself. This one's wilder than my grandpa on a Vespa. Prismo's boss might just be us, the audience. Whoa. Big leap. How did I piece that together? First, let's hop in our time machines and head back to the Jake the Dog episode. Just to fill you in and make sure we're all on the same page, let's get a quick refresher. So after the Lich masquerading as Billy bamboozled Finn and Jake into opening a portal to the time room, he gets Prismo to grant him a wish. The total wipeout of life. Yikes. To tackle this, Finn and Jake had to throw in some wishes of their own. But plot twist, Finn's wish goes haywire. It lands him in a parallel universe where the mushroom bomb never went off, all thanks to Simon Petrikov freezing the bomb before it could hit the ground. Here's where it gets spicier than a jalapeno. Simon's skeleton is just hanging out under the frozen bomb, crown and all, like it's a day at the beach. Now Finn, in a wild move to save his fam from the Destiny Gang, snatches the crown and goes on a freezing bolt shooting power trip. This, however, eventually does kick the bomb off, but here's where our Adventure Time creators made a wee bit of a goof. The scene where the bomb going off again after being frozen still shows Simon Petrikov sporting the crown. But hold up, that just can't be right, because Finn swiped it off him in the beginning. So the Adventure Time masterminds patched up a little hiccup by spinning a whole new episode. That episode? Crossover. Bet you didn't see that one coming. This episode, folks, is like a UFO sighting. It's the one and only time we hear about Prismo's elusive boss. The crossover episode swoops in to save the day, tidying up that tiny little snafu from the Jake the Dog episode. But picture this, our dudes Finn and Jake have just wiped the floor with the Lich in the Farm World dimension. But hold up, Farm World Finn still left clutching that crown, sending his brain on a wild goose chase. Seeing his doppelganger in distress, our main Finn turns to Prismo, asking, can you fix this mess? Because hey, that Finn is technically him. But stick with me here, cause it gets weirder. Prismo pulls some timey-wimey stuff. He yoinks the crown from the Farm World dimension, hits the rewind button on his timeline, plunks it back on Simon's head before the bomb goes off, and then wait, when the bomb does explode, it's scrubbed clean from Farm World's timeline. And voila, just like that, they patched up the original animation blunder from the first episode, turning a mistake into a funky, fresh backstory. How wild and unique is that? So, you're scratching your heads wondering, why in the land of Ooh would Prismo's boss flip out over this? Well, it all starts to click into place when you realize who Prismo's boss really is. None other than us, the diehard viewers, right? We're technically calling the shots because we're tuning in. We're soaking up every ounce of Adventure Time goodness. Now, think about it. If the show didn't have us, the loyal audience, well, it'd be like a tree falling in the forest with no one to hear it, right? Any goof, any mix-up wouldn't mean a thing, because there'd be no one around to catch it. But because we're out here, all eyes on the show, any mistake, especially a whopper of an animation error, could send the show's lore into a full-blown tailspin. That's enough to get us, the audience, the big bosses, a little hot under the collar. And that, folks, is why Prismo's freaking out more than a cat at a dog show. We're the lifeblood of Adventure Time. Without the loyal fan base, Adventure Time wouldn't be the smashing hit it is. Probably wouldn't have sailed through 10 epic seasons. You see, Prismo's pulling a sly one on us, busting down the fourth wall. He's got a vested interest in keeping us viewers hooked, so Adventure Time keeps on rolling. Because if the viewer count takes a nosedive, if less folks are tuning in, perceiving the show, it might just fade into oblivion, leaving Prismo and all the quirky citizens of Adventure Time in the lurch, non-existent. But maybe you don't quite agree with this theory, but no problem. I've got another ace up my sleeve that might just be the real deal. So brace yourself with this one. Prismo's boss could actually be the big bad cosmic imagination itself. How's that for a mind bender? Now let's take a crazy dive into this wild idea. So we know Prismo's sweating buckets over the farm world business because our boy Finn is hard at work building a portal to the multiverse. But here's the kicker. Finn's knowledge of the multiverse and the potential fallout of such a portal is about as thin as a wet tissue paper, and his fiddling around could end up wreaking havoc on the structure of all realities. Now this is where things get really trippy. Why would the total meltdown of these realities be such a big deal? We know Prismo's scared stiff about his boss laying the blame on him, hinting that these realities gotta stay in one piece. But why? This is where the cosmic imagination waltzes in. This enigmatic force gets its very mojo from the perception of others. So if all these realities went poof and no one's left to give the universe a thought, it would just disappear into non-existence. And who goes with it? Prismo, Finn, Jake, and all our favorite characters from Adventure Time. And maybe this is why Prismo slips in that vital line.
And by proxy, y'all both will be in the dip too.
He's not just fretting about getting canned or catching heat from his boss, it's about the survival of the entire tapestry of existence. Now it's a wild ride. The cosmic imagination, the big cheese that ties together and keeps all the realities chugging along based on what its inhabitants think and perceive, would need these perceptions to keep on trucking. If these perceptions hit the skids, well, so does it, leading to a total wipeout of everything. So if you squint a little and maybe turn your head, Prismo's boss being the cosmic imagination starts to make as much sense as pineapple on pizza. Controversial, but some folks swear by it. Prismo's whole gig seems to be directly linked to the upkeep and survival of these realities. If these realities start teetering on the edge, it set off alarm bells for the cosmic imagination. That's a one-way ticket to danger down for Prismo and all our pals in the Adventure Time universe. So we uncovered who could be pulling Prismo's strings. Now, here's where things get saucy. We're gonna tie all this into the bigger picture of Adventure Time. Here's where our friend, the Prize Ball Guardian, struts onto stage. Much like Prismo's boss, the Prize Ball Guardian might seem like a simple big guy on the outside, but trust me, there's a whole can of worms we're about to open. You might be scratching your head thinking, Prize Ball Guardian, is this some new form of cryptocurrency? No, this ginormous dude might just hold some big time insights that could flip the way we understand Adventure Time on its head. Got your curiosity piqued? Well, it should be. If today's big reveal about Prismo's boss blew your mind, wait till you get a load of what we've dug up on the Prize Ball Guardian. So strap in, because we're about to plunge deeper into the rabbit hole.